Hello, everybody. My name is Chris, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I guess late New Year by the time this goes up, but doesn't matter. We made it. We made it through 2021. We're now entering 2022, and that means it's a new year, but it's the same us, aiming for a better time. Okay, so first things first, I want to say thank you so much for all your guys' patience with that last almost 2 weeks where I was just completely out. I feel really bad about it, especially because I've been going so consistently, and we've been having a great time. So seriously, thank you for your patience, but also all your kind words to get us through it, and all that means a lot. So thank you. Now, I just wanted to put this video out just to kind of do a cool look back, I guess, on our channel and everything we've done this year, because it has been a long year. It's been a long year, and we've actually gone through a lot, but also not as much as I feel like we've done on the channel. Like, the first series that we went through, right, was Resident Evil Village. And that feels like an eternity ago. But it wasn't. It was only earlier in the year. Which is pretty crazy to think, and then everything that's happened since then. So for real, I just want to say, firstly, thank you to everybody that has both joined since then. Since way back then, and even those who've joined just recently through a lot of the series that we've done now. I appreciate all of your support, and I love talking to all you guys and hearing everything you think about all the games that we're playing, and I can't wait to play more games and do more stuff, because I think it'll be great and we can all have a good time. Now, just like shooting through everything we went through, it was Resident Evil Village, that was a ride. If you haven't seen it, I know my audio wasn't amazing back then, but if you like Resident Evil, or you've never seen it or whatever, it's a great game. It's really cool. Definitely more of a play it yourself game than a watch game, but if you're interested, you should go check it out. Got the whole series on it. It's crazy. Can't wait for the next one. And then there's going to be DLC for this one, so we're going to do that when that happens. But then Assassin's Creed Valhalla, we did some of those. I know it kind of tapered off because a lot of people weren't crazy about the game. It's a really cool Viking game. Not an Assassin's Creed game, which I very easily looked past because I was like, I'm in this because it's a really cool Viking game. And it's huge, and there's the ships and the sieges and all that, and I thought that was awesome. So that was actually pretty cool. Scarlet Nexus came out. Speaking of Scarlet Nexus, I really want to finish that game, and I know it's probably not a big one for a lot of people, but I really like the game. It's probably gonna be just like a selfish playthrough I do on the side, but of course we're gonna play through it, because it's one of those series that I really wanted to continue, but I just never got around to returning to, and it kind of bummed me out because I actually did really like it. It was really cool, visually and combat wise, but also story wise. It seemed pretty fascinating. What else? What did we do after that? Yeah, we did Resident Evil 2, the remake. We did both Leon and Claire's story. So, again, not the best audio at the time, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, it just shows how much has improved. I feel like it's improved. I've gotten a lot better at it as far as recording hardware. my audio quality and recording quality, I feel like. But again, it's only year one. So it's interesting whenever I look back at those and seeing like, oh wow, that's what it was like back then. And then the big one was God of War. God of War. I finally got around to actually playing through that, and that game is easily one of my favorite games like ever. And I have a top list of like favorite games from across like even GameCube. But save those for another time. But for real, God of War was amazing. It's so good. Everything we learned, and we saw this year too, Ragnarok was shown off. God of War Ragnarok, which comes out this year, right? They said 2022. It's not an exact date, but it's gonna be this year. If it doesn't get delayed, hopefully. If it does, it is what it is. Rather it be, a little bit more polished than thrown out just for the sake of putting out the game. So that was awesome, and I think that's really where I met a lot of you guys, was in our in the lighter half of God of War, and that was great. Thanks for joining in on that one, and that was a hell of a ride. Which, on that note, I still am doing the Valkyrie videos. In fact, they should be up. I'm trying to have them up ASAP because they're really good, and I've been grinding out all the mists of Niflheim in order to really get prepared for all the Valkyries, especially the Queen. And I know like these are like the hardest fights in the game, so I wanted to make sure that I'm in a good spot. So look forward to that. That's gonna happen. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be a good time. And then that's right, we played Guardians of the Galaxy. We did 2 videos of those, and it's definitely more of a play it yourself kind of game. But honestly, it was really cool. I know we were all worried about the Avengers 2.0 with Guardians, but in my own professional opinion, as someone that played the game, I don't think that's at all what this game ended up being. This game is actually really good, but it just has the stigma being tied to Square Enix, and it's easy for people to look past it, which I get, because Avengers has been ruined by the live service model, and that's just going to be stained on that game forever. That sucks. I don't know how they're going to fix that, or if they will. But we did, and for real, I know I said it when we started the game series, but The Last Guardian, that is hands down a series that we went through, and it's very surreal. It really is. It's so fascinating. And 100%, again, Gobs Gaming, you're the one that suggested that I play it, and we play through that whole game, and we did. And honestly, thank you for that, because that was one of the coolest, unique game experiences I think I'm gonna have. The AI on Trico was nuts. Like how it really felt like he was a creature and he was doing his own thing, but like you could communicate with him and it felt natural. It didn't feel like, hitting buttons to make things happen, which I thought was really cool. It didn't feel like just a typical game, which again, the creator, he's not known for typical games. So that was a really cool series. So if you're just curious about it, you haven't watched it, you should, just for the heck of it, because it's pretty fascinating. Then basically in the same month that we started The Last Guardian, we started a couple other series. Now, this is honestly, I think this is where like it all kind of came together this year, and not just not just like, you know, getting a variety of different games going on the channel, but like stuff reaching to you guys, and you guys, you know, commenting and giving your feedback, and then it's like a whole, or it's a whole little thing, and it was really cool, and I really love it. And we started some really great games. Like, obviously, we started The Last Guardian. We also started The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which is a wild game, no pun intended. That game's crazy. It's so good. And it's going to be a long ride. I feel like we're going to be finishing a lot of games alongside The Witcher while we continue on. So I love that we went in on The Witcher. I hope some of you haven't seen The Witcher. Check it out, because it's actually it's really cool. So check out the series. It's ongoing. It's been going on till we finish it, finishing everything. And then we also started, we did a little bit of Devil May Cry. We got a couple of videos on. I do want to finish that game, but I guess, like, if nobody's really that particularly interested in watching it, then I'm fine not pushing it on to the channel. But if you guys actually want to see the rest of the game, you know, just like have that experience together, I'm down. Like, it'd be great. But aside from that, the big one, and it's still going, and it's blowing my mind in more ways than one, The Last of Us Part 2. Not only has this been a game that I played the first one so many years ago on the PS3, and then in the early days of the PS4, whenever they had released the remastered of The Last of Us, I had played that. And so I was really hoping there would be a sequel. So when they announced it, I was immediately sold. You know, and I never got around to playing it. I just didn't. And the sad thing is I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered the digital version of the game. I pre-ordered it because I knew I was going to get that game one way or another. And then things just got in the way, and I never ended up playing Last of Us Part 2. Except now, we're playing it, and it's amazing. Like, the game, I could talk about that game literally all day, so I don't want to take up too much of this video talking about it, but it's amazing. Last of Us Part 2, wow, so good. The writing, there are a lot of daring decisions that this game decides to make that I respect completely, because they have the nerve to try to do it. And it's so good. It's so good. And I love that so many of you guys are also, like, so on board with it, and, you know, coming along the journey, like watching it from the beginning, or if you joined halfway through, or even now and you're just watching it, you know. Seriously, thank all of you for joining, like, The Last of Us Part 2. Like, it's so rad. And thank you for joining The Witcher, and those that came along for The Last Guardian, and, you know, the handful that did go and support Devil May Cry. And, like, the Until Dawn series that we finished recently was great. That game was so, like, iconic that I was like, I have to play it, and I have to know if we should finish it. And we did, and it's so cool, which just reminds me how unfortunate it is that the new Dark Pictures anthology just isn't holding up the same way, at least from what I hear. Let me know if we should play those, but from what I hear, they're not really, that ain't it. But for real. And then we're starting Horizon Zero Dawn. Because we got to do that, and the Frozen Wilds is the expansion for it. Gotta do that because next month we have Horizon Forbidden West coming out, and we have to play that. It may not be on exact release day, but I am determined that we can finish the first game and have a great experience with it, and then go into Forbidden West just ready to go. Which, again, there are a bunch of games this year that we're going to be playing. Like Elden Ring, we're playing Elden Ring. So if you're a fan of like the Souls games, like we're gonna get that. It's gonna be great. I also have just a slew of other games. I have a lot of games that I want to play together, and I'm hoping like you guys will be pretty on board for a lot of them. I don't want to spoil too many of them here, or any of them actually. Shh. I'll tell you when it's time, when it's necessary. But, God, what a year! So seriously, if you've been here since the beginning, since Resident Evil, I know I released a couple videos before that, but for real, if you've been there since then, or you've been there since today, or yesterday, or the week ago, or you joined at any point, seriously, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Like the support is literally mind blowing. I literally cannot actually believe it every time I see it, and you know, it's great. It really is. Thank you. You know, and I know it's weird, but it's like I have all these games that I haven't played before, and I love gaming, but I just never gave myself the time to play games. And then it got to a point where when I tried to play a game, it just wasn't fun by myself, you know? So every time the game came out, I would want it, and most of the time I would get the game, but I wouldn't play it. And that really kind of bummed me out. So when I kind of took chances with the channel playing these games, like specifically playing Resident Evil Village, and I mean, even the small amount of attention that got, you know, it garnered more over time, but like at the time, I'm like just some dude online putting up videos, you know, I'm like, whatever. But the idea of playing a game and like sharing it with people was like so much more fun to me. And so that's kind of the image I had for this channel, and it's still the image I'm trying to keep, because it's what I want, is basically the idea that we're all hanging out, playing the game together. You know, I'm not trying to play up this grand performance of like crazy entertainment or anything. I'm just like, I like the idea that we're all chilling together, playing this game, talking about it together in the comments and everything, and we're just having a fun time. You know, that's what I wanted. And it's so far it's been exactly that. It's been so chill and great with all of you. So I really look forward to, you know, what we can do this year. You know, everything we can go through. Literally anything, any game you guys want to play. Literally suggest it anywhere. You can email me, or tweet at me, Instagram. You know, put it in the comments on anything. You put it on a post. You put it on something that has nothing to do with anything, or nothing to do with what you're you know, the game you're suggesting. Just throw it out there. It's fine. I read everything. Now, there are a lot of games that I do want to finish that we started. One being in particular Scarlet Nexus. That is for sure a game I want to finish, just because it's so good, and I just really like it, and I want to finish it out. And it's probably a selfish thing, but that's why I'm gonna kind of keep that kind of like as a side playthrough from our main runs. You know, if you're not really that into it, it's okay. It's not going to affect anything else. Same thing with, on the same note, the One Piece Pirate Warriors. I definitely want to play through that game too. It was the first real video I put on the channel. It wasn't amazing quality, but it is a game that I've been wanting to finish for a while. And believe it or not, and I don't even mean it as a joke, I have not played that game since I uploaded that video. Because I attempted to play it by myself, and it just wasn't as fun without kind of doing it with you know, other people. So I kind of want to play that game again at some point. Now, I also want to do Outlast. Outlast was too popular, I guess, at the time, and it made too much of an impact. And it seems too interesting of a story, the concept. The fact that there's no combat and you're just like recording things and checking things out and just trying to survive. I find that fascinating and terrifying, which is exactly why I want to finish the game and probably play Outlast 2 at some point. Another game I really want to finish is Ghost of Tsushima, because ever since that game came out, I've been wanting to play it. And then they updated it for PS5, and I've been on board, and I want to finish that game because it's so good. It's so cool. I love the theme, the whole feudal Japan on Tsushima Island and everything. Like, it's so good, and I really want to finish it. So that is definitely on the top of the list for games that we got to finish. And of course, open to more games that you guys also want to see on the channel. So yeah, like, seriously, I want to get back in there with Jin, become the ghost, save Tsushima. Come on. Yeah, those are really like the big ones that I want to finish out on the channel that we've kind of not like abandoned, but haven't gotten back to. Now, Assassin's Creed, you guys gotta let me know if you want to see the rest of the story for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because I know they got the new expansion coming out next year, or this year, later this year. Replays Odin and all that, but definitely let me know if you guys want to see more of that game, because I'm down to jump back in. But if you're not really worried about it, I am equally not that worried about it. We got Spider-Man going on right now. It's gonna be great. And Horizon Zero Dawn's coming up. So for real, it's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy year, and I love it, and I look forward to what this year is gonna do, what we can accomplish. So now, one last thing that I want to add is, for the new year, want to mix it up a little bit, maybe do some new things. One thing being, and you have to let me know what you guys think about it. Do you think it's a good idea, or it'd be fun? What do you guys think about live streams? You like live stream, whether they're series or certain episodes of series, or, you know, just random ones, anything. Let me know, because I have the infrastructure for it. I checked it out. You can do it. So let me know. Let me know if that's something you guys would be genuinely interested in, or if you like prefer just like sticking with the recorded format. You know, I think it'd be fun to interact with you guys live. Be cool. But again, let me know for sure. And with that, I've gotten asked about it enough, so I'm going to look into the whole channel membership thing. Gonna see what we can do with that. You know, some cool things is I'll show it in the future once I get it like nailed down. But the big thing is, you know, the member badges. I think that'd be a kind of a cool thing, and, you know, emotes and stuff like that. Just fun stuff, you know. So I have to keep looking into that, or I'm working on it currently. So I'll keep you guys updated. Let me know how interested you are in that. Again, it's not gonna be anything crazy. As far as like, I don't have any plans currently to like hide anything behind it. It's more of like for those who want to support, they can, because that's mostly what I've received questions about. It's not so much like, hey, you know, member only live stream, member only videos, members get this stuff early, you know, stuff like that. At least not right now, you know. So let me know what you guys think about that and the live streams. Seriously. I think it'd be fun. It'd be something I'd want to try out this year, you know, see where we go. Again, thank you guys. Everybody. See you in the next video. This year. Go strong. Let's get it. Alright. Bye-bye.